In this video, I'll be taking a look at the Spyder 13-piece bimetal hole saw kit. It includes 9 cups ranging from 3/4 inches to 2.5 inches. With this set, you can cut through wood and nails, plastic and PVC, steel, metal, and non-ferrous metal. Now, if you haven't seen this line before, the cool thing about Spyder is they have a patented rapid core eject system, which is up to 5 times faster than traditional hole saws, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. But first, let's take a look inside the case. You'll find 2 high-speed steel bits in the set and 2 corresponding arbors. The first is a 3/8 inch with a hex 8 arbor. This is to be used with the smaller sizes ranging from 3/4 to 1 1/8 inch, and they simply attach to each other using the threads. The arbor slips onto the bit, and you just press this little button to release and slide it until it locks into place in the indentation on the shank. The second is a 1/2 inch hex 10 bit and arbor. This works with the 1 3/8 inch size cups and grater, and it attaches a little differently. You'll need to press the release button and pull the plate back so the pins retract. Then thread the cup on. When snug, release the pin plate and back off the cup until you hear the pins click into place. You're all set. Here's a close-up look at the teeth and side slots. These are not only used for removing the core from the cup when needed, but also aid in chip removal and air circulation. There's a printed guide included that lists the recommended RPM per material and hole saw size for pipe and tubing. You can see there are also metric markings for reference. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate a couple of neat things you can do with this set that make it better than most traditional sets. One of the biggest problems with using hole saws in general is that you have to stop to remove the cup and core after boring a hole. Not only is it a complete waste of time, but the cup is often hot if you aren't wearing gloves, and you could slip and hurt yourself as well. On a side note, if you want to reduce tear out, you could clamp your board to a scrap piece of backing like I am, or you could start a hole on one side and flip it over to complete it. I've seen people use painter's tape too, which I use a lot on my table and miter saw, and it does work. With these, all you have to do when you're finished with your cut is press the release button on the arbor and pull back on the cup. The core pops right out with the rapid core eject system. The second advantage of the Spyder kit is you can easily enlarge an existing hole. I'm going to reenact a scenario where you might want to increase the PVC pipe to a bigger size. Now, you would need to purchase an additional hex 10 arbor for what I'm about to show you, but in this situation, you will be working with and stacking both sizes. The original smaller cup will be locked in its normal position, and the larger size will be pulled all the way back against the chuck. The hex shape of the shank keeps it in place. The inner hole saw can then be used as a guide for the larger cup. This maneuver is pretty much impossible to accurately perform otherwise. While I've got this PVC on the table, I'm going to cut through it to demonstrate how quickly it slices through this material. I'm also going to demonstrate it cutting through metal. Now, I have nicer, thicker pieces, but don't want to ruin material over a demonstration, so you're going to see it with this salvaged light fixture. It quickly goes through, and the bit didn't skate off like I thought it might, although if you encounter this issue, you could always punch a pilot hole in the material first. Spyder also makes a lubricant for cutting metal that's especially helpful if you're working on a wall. I've heard it's the consistency of toothpaste so it doesn't run. I'll try to get a sample if I do another video in the future. The next thing I want to show you is how you can use this hole saw kit to cut at an angle. We're going to pretend I need to cut through this board for plumbing purposes. To begin, release the arbor and pull the hole saw back against the chuck. Drill a pilot hole at an angle until the cup scores the material. Then slide the cup down until it locks into place like normal and continue. You might need to flip your workpiece over like I did, or just use a deeper cup to begin with. This is from a second set that I have, so let me know in the comments if you want to see a review on it too. Again, this cut would be next to impossible to do with a traditional hole saw. If you forget how to do any of the things I went over in this video, there's a summary printed on the back of the case you can reference later. Speaking of which, I like that the case itself is sturdy and made in such a way that everything has a designated spot, so if something is missing, you'll know right away. So I hope this video was helpful. I will include shopping links in the description for your convenience. Right now it runs in the $100 range. If there are any questions you have on things maybe I didn't cover, please leave them for me in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see future tool reviews and projects alike. You can also find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as well. As always, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, take care.